What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for NFL Week 11. Sleeper picks.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon
so you don't miss our new videos.
In this video, I'm going to give you some of my top DFS sleeper picks,
Super low priced and low ownership players that could crush value this week and give your lineup an advantage over the field. These are risky plays, meant for large tournaments only. Don't go all in on any of these guys. They are high risk, high reward picks. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made.
Oh, and good news, guys. Make sure to stay tuned to the very end of this video because we removed the box that was popping up and blocking the lineup. So now you can see a full lineup using these picks that we made in this video if you stay to the very end. Okay, guys, NFL Week 11. Let's take a look at the quarterback position. So my sleeper pick at the quarterback position, first I'll just go over a couple guys who are low ownership, who I think are pretty good plays this week. You got Aaron Rodgers at 4% ownership. I think he could be a good play this week. And then you got Ryan Tannehill at 5% ownership with a fantastic matchup versus the Houston Texans. So he could be a good play this week. But if you're looking for that 2 or 3% ownership sleeper pick at the quarterback position, take a look at Kirk Cousins from the Minnesota Vikings playing the Green Bay Packers, who have a good defense overall. They've been good versus opposing quarterbacks, but Kirk Cousins has averaged 21 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 1.8 rush attempts per game. He's only going to be about 3% owned, projected at 18.9 fantasy points here in Week 11. He's 6,100 DraftKings salary and 1,300 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 47.5 points scored in this game, with the Vikings trailing by 1. So Kirk Cousins has scored 19, 22, 13, 32, and 14 fantasy points in his last 5 games. So he's got a pretty big ceiling. Now, he is in a tough matchup, but this should be a close, competitive game, and I can see him going for 20 plus fantasy points in this one. So I like Kirk Cousins as a sleeper pick here versus the Green Bay Packers. Now, I just want to note, I think this is a week that I'm going to pay up for quarterback, go with a guy like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, or Dak Prescott. So I didn't love any of these sleeper picks at the quarterback position. You got a guy like Justin Fields at 2% ownership who scored 19 and 29 fantasy points the past 2 weeks. But I did struggle looking for a quality sleeper pick at the quarterback position. So I'm going to pay up here this week. But let's move on to the running back position.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching.
If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal,
all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won.
And we'll send you $25 PayPal.
So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
My sleeper pick at the running back position is Devonta Freeman from the Baltimore Ravens playing the Chicago Bears, who have the 6th worst defense overall. They're middle of the pack defending opposing running backs. Devonta Freeman, he scored 9, 16, and 13 fantasy points in the last 3 games. And in the last 2 games, he got 10 and 13 rush attempts on top of 4 and 3 pass targets. So that's pretty decent volume the past couple of weeks. What's that? 14 touches last week and 16 touches the week before that. So pretty decent volume in recent games for Devonta Freeman. Now, he's only going to be about 1% owned. So super low ownership here. He's projected at 9.5 fantasy points here in week 11. And he's only 5,100 DraftKings salary, 600 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 43.5 points scored in this game, with the Ravens favored by 5. So I like Devonta Freeman as a sleeper pick here versus the Chicago Bears. Okay, let's take a look at the wide receiver position. So my sleeper pick at the wide receiver position, I think this one's pretty decent here. He's super low salary. He's getting plenty of pass targets. He's got a fantastic matchup. So my sleeper pick at the wide receiver position is Danny Amendola from the Houston Texans playing the Tennessee Titans, who have the 7th worst defense overall, and they give up the absolute most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. Now, Danny Amendola has only averaged 6.2 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 4.6 pass targets per game. He's only going to be about 2% owned, and he's projected at 6.5 fantasy points here in week 11. But he is only 3,100 DraftKings salary, 2,000 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 44.5 points scored in this game, with the Houston Texans trailing by 10. So fantastic matchup. And what I like about this sleeper pick is that Danny Amendola has got 7, 5, and 5 pass targets in the last 3 games. Now he only turned that into 8, 2, and 5 fantasy points, but the opportunity is there for Danny Amendola in a great matchup at super low salary and low ownership. So I like Danny Amendola as a deep sleeper pick here versus the Tennessee Titans.
Real quick guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. This is a great time to get in and try everything for 1 month. The tools are all about saving research time. You can see the last 3 games, the fantasy points per game, the targets they got per game, so you can see how involved they are in the offense, the rushes they got per game. Seeing all this stuff on one screen helps you save time and make better picks. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, moving on to the tight end position. My sleeper pick at the tight end position, now this is surprising, it's TJ Hawkinson from the Detroit Lions playing the Cleveland Browns, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they're middle-of-the-pack defending opposing tight ends. TJ Hawkinson has averaged 11.9 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 7.1 pass targets per game. He's on the field for 84% of the snaps, and he's only going to be about 1% owned, projected at 10.9 fantasy points here in week 11. And he's only 5,700 DraftKings salary and 200 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 42.5 points scored in this game, with the Lions trailing by 12. So I think TJ Hawkinson is victim of his poor performance last game, where he scored 0 fantasy points off only 1 pass target, but he scored 19 and 11 fantasy points in the 2 games before that, off of 11 and 9 pass targets. So I think it might be an overreaction to the donut that he put up last week. So I'm going to have TJ Hawkinson in one of my lineups. This game could turn into a passing game script as the Detroit Lions fall behind. And at only 1% ownership, TJ Hawkinson has some pretty big upside, especially because he could get double-digit targets in this one. So I like TJ Hawkinson as a sleeper pick here versus the Cleveland Browns.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck.